Hi everyone, this is Lindsay from Scream Queen Bee Tarot, and we are going to do the Lionsgate reading here in the backyard with some bricks. We also have my cat roaming around here, so he might make an appearance later. But yeah, I think we're just gonna get right into the reading here because there's amazing things coming up here with the cards. So I wanted to pull overall card. There's Will. Overall card for the energies, particularly with the Lionsgate portal being so connected to Sirius, the star cluster, and what we got here is an amazing affirmation of that. So I pull from the beautiful Alana Fairchild Isis Oracle deck, and we have the Goddess of the Skies. So the confirmation, this card is all about intuition. It's about being connected to the Sirius star system. Most of us feel really drawn to that. If you're watching this video, you're probably one of them. I know I had a big awakening around that stuff for myself. Just being drawn to this deck was a confirmation of that. And I've had lots of affirmations since. So I'm so pleased that this card came up, and it also came up with awakening. So this is really coming into a new understanding of where we've truly come from and why we're here. There he goes. Let's hope he doesn't kill a mouse in the background. That would be very traumatic for all of us, I'm sure. Yeah, I think this is so interesting too, because there've been so much around discord and people not fitting in and not feeling their community and feeling a lot of sadness. I relate to that a lot, and it's coming up for a lot of people. And I think this is confirmation that, you know, if you feel like you don't belong, you're right. And sometimes it's good not to belong. And yet that can feel very lonely and very distressing, as we all deserve to have a place where we feel like we fit in. I think it's really a call to awaken to a new tribe, a new understanding of who we are and what we need for ourselves, to feel really connected to our spirit and why we're really meant to be here. The awakening here, right? This is the Judgment card. So it's really the division. The awakening is a higher calling. It's spirit kind of giving us that nudge that we need to really follow what our path is. And I think for those of us who are feeling a little lost and disillusioned, especially this eclipse season has been a real doozy. I think it's really a call for us to delve deep and to hold strong through those uncomfortable feelings, and to work a little harder to find where we truly belong. And some of that's letting go of relationships or communities that we used to be part of in order to make space for the new. So that's kind of big stuff. And you know, many of us could be getting downloads of what's happening within that. I think the confirmation of being more than what we are, and not from an ego place of like, oh, there are those who see and those who don't. Cut that shit. That is not where we want to be. That's all ego. This isn't being better than anyone else, but recognizing there's a different vibration or frequency going on. And so if you're in a community that feels discordant to yourself, you do need to move on, and I think you're getting the nudge for that. I know I personally am dealing with that too, so I relate. The cards that I pulled here are beautiful. So what is coming forward that we need to embrace? And I got the Woman Holding a Heart, and also Healer of the Ages, and also this is a confirmation of building that community, right? The Three of Crystals is the Three of Pentacles. That's working together. That's being in community. So it's coming into a new community and doing a lot of healing around that heart chakra. So embracing ways in where, you know, maybe we've put our energy in places that haven't been that great for us. Maybe we've suffered disappointments or opened ourselves to be vulnerable and it hasn't worked out. There's a lot of healing. There's angelic healing that's happening during this time. So I think that's what's the gift of this time, is a lot of that grief, that sorrow, that deep pain that we could be feeling is actually opening our hearts and creating, you know, the transmutation of those energies. And this is the call. This is the gift for us. The feminine is really strong right now, in terms of the healing that's taking place, and it's all heart chakra. What we are letting go of during this time, this was interesting. I had to think about this for a second. The woman holding a coin. For me, this is usually a positive card in terms of knowing our value and really being grounded in who we are, what we have to offer, knowing our resources. I like to think this is like the little bitch in the pocket, you know, the fuck you insurance. But when you look at her, she has a very different energy, even though they still have a little bit of the bourgeois excess going on stylistically, if you will. This woman is holding the coin. For me, the energy I'm feeling is the appearance of who we are instead of the heart of who we are. This is someone who is focused more on what they look like and what appearances look like around them, other than what it feels like. I think holding the coin is also holding in our energy sometimes and not being as giving or open with others. Withholding, it's like we'll be open when someone shows us that they're worthy of that. And I think this is the energy that we really need to let go of, particularly those who are wanting to come into deeper sense of relationship. You know, there's a sense of this woman is a little stuck up. She's a little, what is the word I'm looking for? She is someone that is really withholding. That is the only word that I can come up with right now. Mercury retrograde, go away. I've lost all my vocabulary here. This is a closed heart. This is what we need to move away from. Here comes a bumblebee. Excitement in the backyard. Yeah, this is someone who is really needs to know the material is not all that it seems. And what I got from that, of how do we open up, we got Raphael, which is all about healing that heart chakra, and the Queen of Cups, which again is coming from that loving energy. So this is really, for me, a call to step into a lot of heart healing for us. So this is going to be healing relationships with our partners, also with family, those real, you know, the cup connections of those that really speak to us, and moving out of the sense of, you know, I will show up when you prove that you're worthy of that. We need to let that go. And I think there's a sense of authenticity that needs to happen, right? There's so many of us can get caught in comparison of what things look like. I think we really need to move deeper into a sense of what things actually feel like for us. If our life is feeling bland, if we're feeling unfulfilled creatively, it's not happening for us, we need to really come into our heart and figure out, like, what do we have to offer? And this isn't just in relationships, but what do we have to offer the world? And I think many of you that are drawn to watch this video, that have that connection with the Sirian light, it's deep, unconditional loving energy. This is moving more into our heart, and trust me, there is a lot of ego that needs to be smashed, a lot of like those defense mechanisms we have to let go of in order to come from this. And it's scary because not many people are showing up in the world like this. You know, you could be repeatedly meeting people in relationship and community coming from the heart and be really disappointed and feel really alone. Yeah, I feel you. It's like, it sucks. It really hurts. And I think what is coming through here is we don't want to pull into ourselves and focus on peacocking, show and shine. That's not healing anybody. That's not creating more connection. That's not showing particularly other women the way. And that's been a big lesson for me, is my relationship. There's so much feminine here. My relationship with other women. When we come from a place of this and not from our heart, we can feel really disconnected in our community. So sometimes it's not even that we have to leave in order for things to change, but we need to change ourselves and our approach. And there's major healing here. So I think it's really looking at ways in where we've been disappointed, where we've been heartbroken, where we couldn't trust people before. And then coming from that place of we choose to love. We choose to continue even though it doesn't necessarily look that great. It's not promising. I think that's what's really required of us at this time. And the healing that's coming through for all of us is really stop working from the mind, stop putting up the defensive walls, and really get into our heart of, what are our passions. We need connection. There's so much suffering, so many people that are dealing with things that they just don't discuss. We need to show up for them too. The more we live in our truth, the more we're able to be of service to other people. And that's ultimately the most fulfilling thing. So I pulled other cards here that I haven't seen yet about what our spiritual guidance or any added things that we need to think about. Interesting. Door to romance. That makes sense of like that healing. I think the feminine is really healing the heart chakra in ways where, maybe you haven't come from this place. You haven't been open-hearted. Are you playing games? Are you expecting something from someone else before you're honest about your feelings? This, to me, let's see what else we got here. Interesting. The King of Wands, right? So this could be the entrance of a totally new person. This could also be our energy of that passion, the moving forward with excitement, a lot of creativity. This can be an appearance of a fire sign. Even when I don't want to do a reading on love, that's all that happens with the cards. And I know even the readings I do for other people, it kind of annoys them, but secretly they love it, because really, do we care about anything else? Really, it's all about love. Listen to the Beatles, that's all we need, love. So sorry, that's kind of what's happening here. Yeah, when we come more from our heart and really look at the ways of we've contributed to our own disappointment by not being forthcoming, by expecting someone to jump through hoops, or what else? Focusing on being the shiny object that, the male or female is supposed to chase. That's not authentic. We are wanting more authentic relationships. We are needing that. And so when we come from the place of the heart, we do the healing of this time right now. This woman is offering something. This is real. She's not waiting. She's offering. That is what's going to open the door. The personal healing that's required of us is going to bring us what we're looking for eventually. It has to. If we do the work, this is what's going to happen for us. So this was unexpected for me to hear too. And I love this. I mean, bless your heart if you're a fire sign. You guys are some of my favorites. And if not the entrance of a fire sign, this is our call to really tap into our passions, right? Wands are all about action. It's about what is the tangible action that needs to be done, and it's not of the head. This is of the heart. This is passion, creativity, inspiration. You know, fire signs are the most exciting people on the planet, I think. And I'm not a fire sign. I'm totally unbiased. I just love to date them. um, Cards, maybe I will. Who knows? Who's out there? I think this is really beautiful. I love this too when you see the imagery of this card. We're being called to let the heart out of the cage, to really speak our truth, to be forthcoming about our emotional needs and desires. Interesting how we have the card here, 3-3 and 4-4. I've been seeing those everywhere right now. So I think this is it. It's pretty self-explanatory in terms of what needs to happen and the excitement of this is what's coming forward for you. This is your special guidance. So if you've been drawn to watch this, this is your message of opening your heart and healing all that has been unfulfilling for you, to really come from a place of not being guarded any longer, tapping into the community, connecting with other people, acknowledging that you are so much more than your circumstances. You're so much more of what you see about yourself. And we are more than the flesh. And this is the point of life, right? Listen to the Beatles. They had it right all along. Okay, so that's your reading, everyone. If it resonated, please leave me a note below. You can also follow me on Instagram for daily tarot readings and, you know, to get a better look at Will the cat, because he kind of took off. So his prerogative. It's Lionsgate. He's called somewhere else. Yeah, so if it resonated, definitely let me know. And good luck with the heart healing.